All right, fans, welcome back to the second half of tonight's RWL Wrestling at the Spectrum. Don Hickson along with Hangman Tex Lynch. The second hour, Tex, is going to be absolutely amazing.
It sure is. The six-man tag, the Toxic Table, facing Team Euro. In the main event, the Game Triple H going up against the Mexican Monolith Warlord Santos in a non-title matchup. That and a whole lot more. And hey, the second half opener is pretty good too. Me and Steve Groves had a collaborative effort, and we've got, oh man, look at this. China versus Timeless Toni Storm here tonight.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our second half opening Ladies Legends match, one fall, with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from Redondo Beach, California, and she is the ninth wonder of the world, China.
Well, what's not to love about this entrance? A woman in a two-piece firing off a bazooka. Come on, that's America right there. China, the ninth wonder of the world. And what a matchup this is, Dandy Don. Yeah, me and Steve Groves got together, pulled some strings, and it's gonna happen here tonight for the first time ever. The ninth wonder of the world and Timeless Toni Storm, shut the hell up.
I would imagine that took some sort of effort between you and Steve Hercules Groves. A Herculean effort, if you will.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, actually. Okay. Well, anyway, China and Toni Storm, and it's gonna happen right here tonight.
And her opponent, hailing from the Gold Coast of Australia, and making her official RWL debut tonight, Timeless Toni Storm.
Would you get a look at Tex? What in the frozen hell? Timeless Toni Storm putting on an epic performance as she makes her way down to the ring. This is unbelievable. Talk about a first. And it happened here, wrestling at the Spectrum. It didn't happen on Snarl and it didn't happen on Rage. But what a matchup. Toni Storm and the ninth wonder of the world, China. A ladies legends matchup to beat the band for sure.
I'll see how it happened. Me, Steve, and Myron saw her performance against Mercedes Moné in London and said, well, damn, we've just got to have her in the ladies legends division, and she'll point out to you herself, well, how can you have a ladies division in RWL without Timeless Toni Storm? Oh, man, this is going to be outstanding, Don.
Tex, if there's going to be an award for most bombastic entrance of the year, she just won it hands down.
Yes, she did. The bell sounds. They lock it up. China immediately into a front cradle on Toni Storm, slams her into the buckle and pitches her out towards center. Now China beating the head of Toni Storm against the canvas. The ninth wonder of the world follows up with a stomp to the head, follows it up with another, got both sides done now. China. A series of hard shots and a short arm clothesline. Toni Storm wondering what the hell happened. Here comes China. Clothesline over the top rope. But, not completely knocked over. She counters with a shoulder. Makes her way back inside the ring. Toni Storm takes China down with a drop toe hold. And immediately into a submission hold. This one's going to be an even better ride than the Mercedes Moné match in London. China back up to a standing position. Shoulder tackle takes Toni Storm down to the canvas. Toni counters with an elbow. Toni Storm whips China to the ropes. Ducks under. Leapfrogs. Here comes China and boom. Nice little double axe handle right there. Took her down. One. Yeah, she's got style all her own, Don. There's a stomp to the head. Now China starting to lose control of things here. As Toni Storm starts to break away. Going to work on the arms and legs of a down China, keeping her off her vertical base. Hands and fingers. One more time tonight. Seems to be the move of the evening. There's a blatant choke right in front of the referee. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. One. That's Toni Storm. She'll try to just strangle you and go for the pin. She is some piece of work. It is a kick to have her here in RWL. Toni Storm. That's China up, slams her down with a power bomb. Turns her over. Turns her back over. And here we go. Oh, snaps the leg. Toni Storm. Just double boot stomps right to the midsection of China. China with the upper hand whips Toni Storm to the ropes. There's a beautiful power slam right there in the center of the ring. Textbook execution from the ninth wonder of the world. China into an abdominal stretch on Toni Storm. I don't know how much good that's going to do. There's a hip toss counter from Toni Storm. Misses with the double boot stomp. China charges. There's a one-arm clothesline. Toni Storm finding herself in trouble again as China delivers a kick to the midsection. She's setting up for the pedigree. There it is. Whether you call it a pedigree or a flatliner, the effect is the same. China quickly goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2. But no. The pedigree, the flatliner, the hooked facebuster it just didn't work. Whatever you want to call it. Toni Storm rolls out to the floor. China misses with the clothesline, catches a shot to the midsection instead from Toni Storm. Okay, wow. Head first into the apron goes Toni Storm. China rounds her up. Toni Storm counters, drives an elbow, drives a knee into the head of China, follows it up with an axe kick. China suddenly wondering what the hell happened. There's a forearm. They're getting further and further away from the ring. Toni Storm goes to work on China's leg and snaps it. The ninth wonder of the world finding herself in a whole lot of trouble all of a sudden. Here we go. China back inside the ring. Here comes Toni Storm. China back up on her feet. Toni Storm with a series of shots of whoa. Did you see that clothesline? That was pretty. Here's a cover. 1, 2. China still in the game here. Toni Storm follows up with a stomp. All the way up to the top turnbuckle. Toni Storm about to go air. Look at this. Oh! A beautiful elbow drop. With a little bit of pizzazz. 1, 2. Well, no. China still in the game. But Toni Storm rallying the fans here. Apparently we got quite a few Toni Storm fans in the house. Look at this. Another leg snap to China. Toni Storm working on that same leg. Rounds her up, drop toe hold again, and right back into the submission. Referee Charles Lucero checking things out. Toni Storm looked like she had it cinched in, but China turns it around and gets out of the hold. Both ladies back to a standing position here. China escorts Toni Storm towards the ropes. Down onto the mat and a rope-assisted stomp right to the chest from the ninth wonder of the world. Toni Storm back to a standing position, catches a clubbing shot to the back of the head from China. And now China yanking the arm against the rope. Now with a boot to the throat of Toni Storm. Momentum's gone back and forth like Hollywood romances around here. Over the top rope, onto the apron. China showboating on the apron. I have warned these people so many times not to do this, but Toni Storm isn't in much of a position to do anything about it. Stomp to the midsection from China. A soccer kick to the midsection from China. And here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. No, just a 2. No, hell no, it's a 1, says Charles Lucero. Okay. Elbow drop across the chest. Toni Storm back inside the ring after a brief refresh. China takes her down with a clothesline. China rounds up Toni Storm again. Whip to the ropes. China ducks under. Makes the leapfrog and another textbook power slam. right in the center of the ring. China. An overhand right to the head of Toni Storm, slams her head down to the canvas. Oh, look at this. Things have turned around one more time. Oh, man. What a matchup. China with the elbow drop off the top turnbuckle. Toni Storm looking like she might be out to lunch. China with a series of stomps to the head. Toni Storm rounded back up. A hard right from China. Well, she's not done yet. Look at this. We're going to have ourselves a slugfest between these two. Oh, man. Hard to say who's going to win. We favor China because of her physical prowess, but Toni Storm a little bit crazy, so expect her to last a little bit longer, too. But these two ladies just going at it like a couple of horses. Unbelievable. China. And Toni Storm, wait a minute, hold on. China looks like she might be ready to settle this thing. Oh, man, look at this. They are, and this is crazy. Look at this, man. Shut up. China with a kick to the midsection. Sets up the pedigree one more time on Toni Storm. Oh, man. Looks like China's out of it, too. Well, this match has been a bit of a ride. Wow. Both ladies, non-compass menace at the moment. Wow, what a matchup. Both of them getting back up to a standing position here. Toni Storm with the upper hand. A knee to the head and an axe kick to the back of the head. China face down on the canvas again. Toni Storm makes her way to a standing position. And a beautiful crossbody to the ninth wonder of the world. Toni Storm steps out on the other side of the ring. China has rolled out to the floor. Toni Storm makes a beeline for her and delivers a stomp to the leg. Toni Storm showing off and showing out in front of the fans here in Hershey. China rounded up by Toni Storm, rolled towards the barricades. Toni Storm makes her way back inside. Charles Lucera continues the count on China, who is laid out pretty good. This match has been very physical for both ladies. I don't even know what's keeping them standing. Toni Storm comes on out after China catches a kick right to the face and a double axe handle that doesn't connect. A shot to the midsection from Toni Storm. Man, she was ready for it. Dragon screw takes China down to the floor. Another leg snap to the same leg she's been working the whole match. Toni Storm rolls China back inside the ring. He's getting ready to go there, Don. Here we go. Big time crossbody off the top rope to China. Toni Storm definitely steps over what she got. She should have gone for the pin right there, man. By the hair, slams China down to the mat again. Well, there we go. A little display of arrogance. We were going to expect that. Toni Storm paying it back again. More stomps to the hands and fingers of the ninth wonder of the world. And wow, this one has gone back and forth. Unbelievable. Toni Storm pitches China up against the ropes. China counters the whip, and oh, look at this. Whoa! Shut up. Misses with the spear. Toni Storm has to make up for it. There's a series of kicks and chops. And a one-arm suplex to China. Oh, man. Toni Storm quickly making her way back up to a standing position here. It makes her way to the top turnbuckle. And here we go one more time. Oh, well. Crash and burn. China catches her with a running boot to the face after the failed high-risk maneuver. China with a right. Gets a hold of Toni Storm, takes her down the canvas, and one more time, rope-assisted stomp to the chest. And here we go. China covers 1, 2. Wow. Well, now they wore each other out. China wins this match by pinfall. Absolutely amazeballs, Don.
Here's the time. 11 minutes and 22 seconds. And your winner, China.
Well, timeless Toni Storm fans will call it an upset, but China racking up a pinfall victory after an epic level matchup of timeless Toni Storm and Oh, Tex, I'm looking forward to seeing more of her myself. What a performance from the Timeless One.
Yeah, she absolutely, both her and China just burned it down, man. Absolutely fantastic. Fans, we still got a whole lot more coming up. Oh, man, an epic 6-man tag team matchup between the Toxic Table and Team Euro, a grudge match and a half when we come back.